Benvenuti a Luca the podcast. Today I have a really special guest, someone that I know for such a long time. She's been working in London for over 10 years at the Connaught Bar. She's a great human being, she's a great host, now she's an entrepreneur. So please welcome Maura Lawrence Milia. Ciao Maura.
Oh, grazie, what an introduction.
Well, it was short and simple. I usually fuck it up all the time.
It's fine.
To be
It's
aware
part
of. Why? Because I don't have memory, but I go by feeling. And that
As-
is all the point
as
about this
Italians
podcast.
do. So the two of us.
So yeah, no, it's really nice to have you here, and I'm so pleased that we have a chance to meet up again. Last time, I think it was several months ago.
Yeah.
I was on a connection flight here to Mexico.
Here.
I give you a ring, and you're like, "Oh yeah, come for a coffee. Let's chat." And then we chat a few things, and then I
Easy.
went back to the airport.
That's it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like this. International. That's what
Like
we are.
if we saw each other the day before, I love it. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
But
to see.
plus, we're sharing a passion, which is Muay Thai.
Exactly.
We like combat sport.
Who would have thought? Especially from me.
You know why? Because I think, at least from my point of view, I'm getting older. So I'm trying to keep younger in certain spirits.
That's what we have to do.
It's the only thing after all the alcohol that we taste.
Absorbed.
We taste and learn, because that's how they say you're learning when you're drinking.
Yeah.
And yeah. But that's what it's been. Well, now here you are in Mexico. It's been a big change for you, I guess. You
Huge.
were in London for over 11 years.
I was
10 and a
doing-
half, something.
Actually, I was doing my calculations how long I was in London, because at the Connaught Bar I was for over 10 years. In London, like on and off, almost 14 years.
Wow.
Like from 2011, left in 2012, and back full on in 2014, January 2014.
How has been the change for you from London to Mexico City? And tell us a little bit, maybe just to give us a little bit more context. How has been your time in London? Your 10 years and 2 months at the Connaught Bar.
Well, starting from London, it was the best time of my life. Like still to this day, I say that I had the most incredible years of my life. I left Sardinia very, very early. I was super young. I was 19. So imagine moving from a very small village of 400 people to a big world capital of 9-10 million people. It's been like the biggest change in my life. And then obviously working for an iconic place like the Connaught. So for me, I mean, it was almost like winning the lottery, it was everything turned out pretty well. Obviously it was challenging at the very beginning to work in a place like the Connaught Bar, because of like a lot of discipline. Like I wasn't the most disciplined person, but not in a bad way, because I didn't have structure. I didn't have, standards. I didn't have a lot of knowledge.
You came from different experiences.
I was coming from a very small environment to a very big and very established already environment. So it was challenging at the very beginning. And then it took me very little to realize that it was actually a unique place. It was one of a kind, and still to these days, the Connaught to me is the best place on the planet and will always be. So I was very privileged to work there and to grow there. I've pretty much grew there as a professional. So if you ask me, where did you learn your professional, your professional career, I would be like, this is the Connaught. And I would say that also as a person, as an individual, I grew up there. So the Connaught shaped me as a professional, but also as an adult, as a young adult. So to me, it was a very important part of my life. And then, of course, you grow up and things happen, and you travel the world and you meet new people and you discover new realities. And I think that's what happened. Actually, everything happened here in Mexico.
Okay. Well, I want to just to go through a point. What has been really magical about the Connaught before we're gonna jump into the
Connaught? Well, the Connaught is a very magical place. It's very unique. The people that work there. You know, I went there the very first time, I still remember, 8th of January 2014, and I was welcomed by Iago. Was there, it was 11 p.m. at night, and I was there hosting, doing what he knows to do, the best. And I was sitting at table 23.
You still remember it?
Still remember everything.
It
I
means a
remember
lot
the
to
scent
you.
of the bar. I remember the table. I remember how I was dressed. It was a very, when you have these epiphanies in your life, these moments that you're like, that's a game changer. So to me, that was the realization of how special the place was, especially because 5-star hotels can be very intimidating sometimes. And I think even the Connaught, you enter this beautiful lobby, very, traditional, super luxurious. So obviously a lot of people that are not used to go to 5-star hotels, and I wasn't used to go to 5-star hotels, obviously, can be very taken by surprise and intimidated. But then as soon as you enter the doors of that bar, it changes. It's a different energy. There's something about it that doesn't exist anywhere else. So to me was very magical. I met the people. You have someone like Ago that this year celebrated 17 years, and you do realize why people decide to stay that long, because it is a very special place. And
do they make you feel comfortable in the place as well?
And that's the thing. I felt I was part of it. I felt I was almost part of the furniture. I didn't feel uncomfortable. I felt really part of the space. I matched with the energy. The team just made you feel the most important person in the room, even though you had plenty of other people. And the good thing of the bar is that every single person feels as special, feels the most special person in the room. Every single person.
But also your guests, I think, at the time of the Connaught, they like the security that you are there. And if you feel good into the place, they feel really good themselves. And I think this is an important part that you've been playing into that. What really brought you to hospitality? You always been involved into that, because you said your mom, your father, they're teachers. That's what you mentioned to me. And
it happened. I happened to work in hospitality by mistake, by mistake, like a lot of us, you start working in hospitality because usually you're studying and you need to have a little bit of pocket money. So I come from a family of teachers. I have 2 older sisters. Both of them did a full university career. One is a teacher, the other one is a psychologist. I was the black sheep of the family. I'm the youngest one. And when I was 19, I decided that I wanted to take a sabbatical year. And obviously my parents extremely worried and disappointed. They were like, no, you need to go to university, you need to do that. And I was like, no, that's I want to take my time. And obviously I was like, okay, I'm going to go to London. It's London. It's the capital of the world.
How come London and not Paris or another city?
I don't know. I think I would my excuse was I'm going to go and learn English, have an experience, have a work experience. Hospitality. I studied something also not related to hospitality. I studied human sciences. So that now turns out to be very useful in this field. And I thought I would have become a professional ballerina. I did ballet for many, many, many years. That was my obsession. I sacrificed a lot. Friendship, school trip with my friends in order to dedicate myself to the career of a ballerina. And then, of course, as sometimes happen in life, I took a different turn, and I decided to.
It turned really well, by the way.
It turned really well, but imagine that I was supposed to, be in my head. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to La Scala, Milano, l'Accademia, will do my thing, and that was not part of the plan apparently. And I decided to go after high school. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a few months off. I will go to London. I will do a few months, learn English. Imagine that. I moved there and I was like, oh, I'm confident. I was good in English at school. A total disaster. Total disaster.
Is the understanding part.
Totally.
For us that we're coming from Italy, it's like, what did he just said?
Totally. So I spent probably 7 months there. I wanted to please my parents, so I moved to Florence for over a year and a few months. I started uni for like 3 weeks, and I was working at the same time. I was working full time in actually in like 2 great places. One was the Cafe Pascoschi, Cafe Gili.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And then I moved to a fine dining restaurant that shaped me in many ways because I've learned a lot of like culinary wine. So it was great. And then I felt so like small. Oh, like I wanna, not small. I felt like Florence was so small and I needed to go back to that energy. You know, I need to go back to London. To me, it was like, okay, that's it.
Done.
Mom and Dad, I'm sorry. I'm going.
And that has been the moment that I said, I'm done with Italy. I'm going to London.
I'm going back to London.
And now I'm asking you for another moment. It's like, when has been the moment that you're like, it's done with the Connaught, I've done with it, and, you know, I need to move over to Mexico?
More than it wasn't really a realization because I could have stayed at the Connaught forever, you know? I always said there's no other place that I would work.
We are missing you, by the way.
Oh, I miss the Connaught too. I miss you guys a lot. But it's not that I was looking for a new challenge or I was looking for something. It kind of like came towards our way. Especially because where do you go after the Connaught? Especially if you decide to stay in London, where else would you go? Like, there's no other place to me. Obviously, this is very personal. But when things come your way, you know, sometimes you need to take them. And this is what happens. We were in our honeymoon. Alex and I.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
In our honeymoon in Mexico City, and we were just chatting with Walter, which is a dear friend of us and now our business partner. And we were chatting over like the future, what would you like to do? And, you know, when you're having a glass of wine and you're dreaming about your future. And we were like, yeah, maybe at some point we will open our own place. Alex and I, let's see what happens. And of course, Walter immediately, super cheeky. Well, why don't we do it together here in Mexico City? And I'm like, what?
It just happened like that.
And it was just, you know, it was over a glass of wine. But then it became more serious. We had more serious conversations throughout the year. And after a year from this conversation, we were moving to Mexico City. So there was no intention really to look for an opportunity. The opportunity more came towards us.
Don't you feel like you created with all the good work that you put over the years? Because you and Alex, you are really well known in the industry for what you've been doing and what you're doing to this day. So I see it more like you created on your own.
I think so. Probably, yeah, of course, because nothing comes for free, no? So probably, yeah. Obviously, meeting Walter was thanks to me working at the Connaught. I came to Mexico for the first time by myself when I was still at the Connaught Bar to do a takeover in one of Walter's venues. So obviously, I think, yeah, there is a credit to be given to ourselves as well, which is beautiful. You know, it's the most beautiful thing about this industry. It shapes people, it shapes professionals, and also gives the opportunity to do your own thing eventually, no? And to me, that was beautiful. Even when I told the Connaught that I was, you know, moving on, I mean, I was worried like crazy, to tell Ago. I wasn't sleeping, like I didn't sleep for a week. And Alex was like, Maura, it's about time. You need to. I
tell you that maybe Ago still not sleep to this day.
Oh no, like I think we moved on, but it was, you know, after so many years, it's your family. It becomes, you know, all your life. But even after I told them, even the general manager of the hotel, Sandeep, I remember what he said. It was like, Maura, like we couldn't be happier and prouder of you, because it's a next chapter of your life, and you're doing it with Alex, so it's something that
it's family.
It's you have to, you know. And so there was so much support, and also I think that was the reassurance that I needed it, you know, after so many years working in the same place, I needed probably to hear as well from them, like, go, now is your time to spread your wings. And from that moment I was like, yeah, I think I'm ready. It's this is a beautiful chapter of my life, and moving to Mexico, doing our own thing, I think it's a continuation, like not even a starting from zero. In a way, yes.
Is a stepping forward.
Yeah.
Or stepping up, or see it as you feel it.
Exactly.
My God, I mean, we grown up together over those years in London. To be
did.
honest, we were really small and little,
We did.
in different ways. And all of us now, we have families, we had things, different businesses.
We grew up.
Opportunity. I'm getting old, you're getting younger.
Well, not
That's
really.
how it is.
Like, I've got white hair now. I'm not used to that.
I can't believe it. Things change, but
they do. They do.
There is one thing that you said. You have called Mexico City on fire with energy. What do you mean with that? And how describe that related to the city?
I mean, we were lucky enough to come here on several occasions in the past few years. And you can tell there is such a beautiful energy. There is a lot of focus, like international focus on the city and on the country. And I love the culture. I love Mexico City. I'm Italian, so obviously I find a lot of things in common. The lifestyle is, unmatchable, especially, after living in London for so many years. Yeah, you don't have the same weather that you have in London. There was something, all the venues, a lot of people, all the venues always full, bars and restaurants, so much buzz, art, architecture, different professionals, different industry coming together. I found it very, very attractive. And I was like, wow, this city is really on fire. So it was a fresh air, it was like a lot of fresh air to come here just on holiday, because obviously then reality when you move here is different. But we didn't feel like that. We traveled a lot and we didn't feel anywhere else the way we felt here in Mexico, no? And so we were like, yeah,
it's really much the culture, the people, I guess. Is
culture, people, lifestyle, the opportunities, like the amount of opportunities that this place has to offer. If you want to do something, you have, like, you can really do it, London was becoming a little bit difficult, because obviously we all know what happened in the past few years. So thinking of opening a business in London is like almost impossible. And even the mindset of people changed. I mean, we were having the conversation, the new generation wants everything easy, wants everything ready, doesn't want to push, doesn't want to work hard, doesn't want to, make the sacrifices that we did. And we felt when we moved here, when we came here, that there is still so much hunger. Like when we were, our very first years in London, you really want to do a lot, you want to learn, and you're hungry of, really make the most out of the city. And we felt that it was a great opportunity.
That's wonderful. You catch it at the right time. There is a friend that we have in common. I'm not going to mention his name. He said to me, most likely the business that you're going to open in London in 10 years, it will not exist anymore for various reasons related to rent, staff paying and whatever, which anywhere else in the world, that it will be your main living business. And it can be anywhere else outside the UK, outside London.
Totally.
And actually, I'm looking at the picture and I see what he meant with that you need to work really hard for nothing. And there is so many things around the world. We are lucky that we've been traveling so much for the things that we love to do, our passion, that we call it work. But it's work because you need to dedicate your time, but we love what we're doing. So we see the world and we know where it could be, the spot that can still develop some incredible outcomes. And I think you nail it, because you start the MWA.
Yes.
As you briefly mentioned, that Walter got in touch with you. Is your business partner, yours and Alex. And now you have this company together. Would you like to tell us a little bit about, in 3 words, first of all, what it is?
Yes.
MWA. And then, tell us about the few projects that you've been taking on together.
So MWA means Maura, Walter, and Alex. So it's very simple. We founded this company officially in 2024. So just over a year ago. And it represents the three of us in different ways. Obviously, we have very different focus within the company, which is good because obviously we don't clash against each other. Everything started again over a glass of wine. So we were here in Mexico. Walter came to our wedding in Sardinia. So we shared some beautiful moments together. And I think something clicked in him when he was in Sardinia, because we did a very small, like a rehearsal dinner of our wedding at my parents' house in Arigi. And it was 35 of us, the closest people to Alex and I. And it was very intimate, very humble. My parents cooking for everyone. My dad doing the maialetto arrosto. My mom doing the pasta. The suckling pig. My mom doing the pasta. It was such a beautiful moment, And I think that something clicked in Walter. Then we came to Mexico City in our honeymoon, and we were like, why don't we, after we said, oh, maybe we will open our own business at some point. And Walter was like, why don't we do something together? Why don't we maybe open an Italian place that, reminds of so much of the wedding and the party. So obviously we didn't take that super seriously at the very beginning, but then eventually we started developing the idea. And we were supposed to open only one venue, which was supposed to be Caffè Arigi. And then when we were planning Caffè Arigi, then the other opportunities of opening other two venues came up. And now thinking about it, I'm like, what the hell? Like, why? Why we didn't stick to one venue,
Why it's me to reshape the hospitality in Mexico City? Why it's me? Why?
Oh my goodness. No, it was very ambitious. It's been very ambitious as a project. And I'm like, if you ask me, would you do that all over again? I will tell you, yes, of course. It's been super difficult, super challenging, but I think we did something great. We definitely came out of our comfort zone. And
so first place has been open. Then
Caffè Arigi, the second one, and the third is also opened. We opened a month ago in Oaxaca.
Okay, and it's called
Copal.
Ooh,
I know,
I love it.
Fancy. So in order, the first venue that was supposed to be Caffè Arigi was actually Outline, which is this incredible space that we have. We are partnering with some incredible talents from Mexico. One is an artist. He is the founder of a clothing brand, and also he is an incredible muralist. The other one is a DJ. The other one is partner of the clothing brand that is called Tony Delfino. And then there is another one that is more focused on, it's like he has this incredible agency that brings all the talents for all the big festival in Mexico City, and like he's works with Coachella. I mean,
wow,
insane partners. So obviously a bigger project with different brains, different minds behind. The bar part is draft cocktails.
Outlines, right? So only draft, great.
30, which is insane. We were also taking a big risk in a way, because there's no other bars that are run only, they work only with draft cocktails. If you come to ask for you come to Outline and you ask for a mojito, we can make it, because the offering is only in draft. And of course they are pre-batched, and so that is a selection.
How difficult is to maintain 30 cocktails on a line?
Yeah, it's not easy. Well, there is 30 different lines. So the back of house is huge. There is a huge system behind. And you need a lot of maintenance, and you need to make sure that everything is connected to the right place. Otherwise, it will be a disaster. It took us like 2 months to build that. I mean, kudos to Alex, because he was the genius behind, like, I mean,
he has massive experience working with lioness back in the days, right?
Yes. So obviously that was part of, I mean, it was even outline. It was different. It was a different concept initially, and then we end up doing drafts, and it turns out that it works pretty well. People love it. It's also very efficient as a system. You need to be obviously careful, because if you mix up the wrong, keg, the wrong barrel, then obviously the whole job is wasted. But it's very well received, easy to execute in a way that the venue is big, so you need a fast service. But also I think it's very important because it's very accessible. Like 30 very accessible cocktails, 26, because we have 4 kombuchas, so 26.
Oh, nice.
26
we fermented as well. Wow.
Cocktails and 4 kombuchas. But the accessibility for us was very important. We needed something that was easy to translate to people. All very classic cocktails, highlighting an ingredient, a Mexican ingredient, especially because these days, I mean, we all know, and we've been part of it. We are part of it somehow. Like, a lot of bars are almost specialty bars, no? Like, you go to certain cocktail bars and there is a lot of, look what we've done, look what we redistilled, and all those things. Sometimes people are scared, if they're not cocktail connoisseur, people, like the guests I'm talking
about,
of
the flavors,
are scared of like what they're going into, because they're like, oh, I'm not really prepared to go to this cocktail bar because I don't know a lot about, I don't know, distillation or rot-of-ups or this and that. So sometimes it's good to have accessibility for people that don't know anything about cocktails.
But it's good
even for people that know a lot about cocktail and they just want to enjoy a drink. No?
Yes, absolutely.
So that was the idea behind Outline. Also, it's a massive venue, so you need to have a very fast process as well in order to deliver the cocktails to the table fast.
It's impressive how you can update from your experience at the Connaught to something that is completely different, and then jump into the Caffè Arigi, which is down to your heritage, origin, childhood. Yes. I guess, like, who better than you could express how does it feel to be Sardinian in Mexico?
Yeah, I know. It's been super sweet. Caffè Arigi obviously is very personal because it takes the name after my village, the place where I was born and raised, and was actually the original project why we decided to move to Mexico, no? And yeah, it is. I think it's a celebration. Caffè Arigi is also a celebration of, well, my roots, but also a celebration of all the things that I've learned and all the things that we've done in the past years, not only myself, but also Alex and Walter. So it does feel very personal to us. It was beautiful. My parents came for the opening. Like, my parents never left Europe, and they traveled all across the country, like all across the world, to be part of the opening of Caffè Arigi. And it was such an emotional moment because you will see this like beautiful, humble couple just moving across the country just for their daughter. My mom was like, I hate you, but I love you, so I'm gonna do that.
So and your mother and your father become the brand ambassador.
That's it. They were the very first people to,
They went back to talk to the major and say, it's all sorted, she did a great job, everything is done.
Imagine in Arigi, everyone is talking about this Caffè Arigi in Mexico City. Like, people still talk about it. It's been the gossip of the year.
I love it. You feel cute. Emotional about it.
And it's so
it makes me feel like
it's seeing your parents there. It's and seeing your parents like visiting your first restaurant, your very first project. It was beautiful, and also like celebrating something a little bit, like bringing something of Italy to Mexico, but also blending it with the Mexican culture. The idea of Caffè Arigi is an Italian bar and restaurant, but we only use Mexican products. So we blend the two culture. We didn't want to open another Italian place in Mexico. We wanted to really pay a tribute also to Mexico and how beautifully Mexico welcomed us. And the produce, I mean, there's no better place in the world that has the produce that Mexico has,
You blend the culture, the colorful culture of Italy and Mexico together.
Yeah,
It's
and it makes so
wonderful.
much sense, by the way. Like
It's
making
beautiful.
a tomato sauce with Mexican tomatoes
They are the best.
is mind-blowing,
Yes.
better than the Italian ones. Sorry, Italians.
I want a reel out of this. This needs to go viral. It seems to be that you, Alex, and Walter, like, you're not just building like bars, but most importantly, you building ecosystem that each of you has a kind of role. Would you like to tell us a bit like how it works in between three of you?
Yeah, definitely. For instance, Walter is the person that finds places, empty places, and he has the vision of building something from scratch that I could never imagine. I could never picture it in my head, but he has the gift of seeing empty spaces and making something incredible out of it. And also he's from Mexico. He's built an incredible infrastructure in the past, for the past 15, 20 years. So having him as an internal partner is, we would have never been able to do that without him. Like, there's no way that you move to Mexico from London with a very different structure and then you open, these venues. Then you have Alex, that is the person that obviously has all the creative mind, and he will mentor the team to create something incredible from, not only the cocktails, but all the behind the scenes thing, the systems, the standards, things that they are very much essential in our
the
our
operational
job.
Execution of
Everything, every single detail that is behind a bar and a restaurant as well. And then there is me. I don't know what to say about me, really. Me being just like around and just
you're Maura.
Be Maura, no, I think also
the greatest.
To me, the Connaught was a hospitality school. So I like to see myself like the person that brings that experience to the guests and to the team, that translate also what's happening behind the bar on the floor, and brings the energy and makes everyone understand how important is the guest experience. Sometimes we get stuck into, oh, I made this incredible cocktail, oh, I made this incredible dish, and then you're like, yeah, but it doesn't make any sense if you don't translate that to in a more human way to our guests. So to me, I think that is my part as well, to connect all these dots and translating them to our guests.
It comes really natural to me to ask you, like, what has been one of the best things that you learned at the Connaught that you still take it with you today at the Cafe Arigi?
The consistency in whatever you do, like, to me was beautiful to see how the Connaught has always been so consistent in delivering the experience to our guests, and also putting the right priorities. Like, the right priorities, the main priorities was always, let's make the most memorable experiences, no? And I remember very well what the general manager Sandeep told me when I was leaving the Connaught. I was like, oh, I'm really worried because I've been doing this in these four walls for 10 years, and I'm worried that I'm not going to be able to do it on the other side. And he told me, Maura, just stick to what you're good at. You don't have to change anything. Just stick to the plan, because it can apply anywhere in the world. If you have just the right mindset, if you have the right attitude. And then I think that was it. To me, it's not been difficult to translate what I've learned at the Connaught to Cafe Arigi or the rest of the venues. It's just
naturally fall in.
Yeah.
And it's been like you're an extension of your body in a way.
An extension, literally an extension, because we are dealing with humans, we are dealing with people, and people want to be taken care of, usually when they come to our venues, and they want to feel loved, they want to feel that they are the most important person in the room. And I think if you stick to that plan, you can do that anywhere in the world. So I think
I love the way how you think and the way how you execute it. You have said, if you can dream it, you can do it in Mexico. That says a lot about you.
Did I say that?
About possibility, about freedom. Articulate a bit this for me.
I mean, it's important in life to have dreams and to have ambitions. And maybe you bring to life, I don't know, 10% of them. But if you don't dream, first of all, it means that you don't have anything to look forward to, and to me that is something super important. And I was always like raised by, I was surrounded by people that had big ambitions, had big dreams, so I think it was really important for me to really be, if you don't dream it, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And I did. I did have the the dream eventually of making my own thing, and just also discover Maura on her own. No, the Maura that is away from the beautiful comfort zone that was and very protective environment that was the Connaught, and discover my own self in a different environment, and with different ambitions, different projects. So first of all, you need to dream that, not in a way that, oh, it's been my biggest dream. No, you need to kind of like dream it in a way that you need to see yourself outside whatever is surrounding you and see yourself in a different environment. So dream in that way, and then you have to make it, because it's not that there's no coming back. I know that if I decide to go back to London, London will always be there. But for me, as a person, as a Maura, that I'm a little bit like the start that I don't know,
like
stubborn. There was no other way. You have to make it. You made this decision. You picture yourself in a different environment, and you have to make it. You have to make it happen. So this is a little bit what's the meaning. I don't know if that answered your question. But
yes, it does. Of course, it does.
If you can dream it, you can make it.
Yeah, I believe you must have dreams to keep fueling your passion for whatever you do, and the dream needs to be bigger than your ambition, and the dream needs to be bigger than anything. Otherwise, it's not a dream.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's reality.
Yeah, exactly. And
that's how I see it. And I see over the last years, I see many people moving out of London, and many people like moving as well to Mexico because it's a cocktail capital, and going around bars and see them and visit like the new opening happening. I can see that there is some innovation happening right there. If Mexico will be a cocktail, and then you will need to choose an ingredient, what it will be that they create innovation into Mexico?
Oh, that's a big one. Oof, I don't know. It's that's a tough question, because it's to me, Mexico is many cocktails. It's not only one. It's not only one cocktail. It would be reductive to say that Mexico is only one cocktail. It's a mix of ingredients. But if there was an ingredient, probably, what would it be? What would the ingredient be?
I tell you my ingredient.
2.5 milliliter of mezcal.
Just to make everything more spicy and smoky.
Just to
my ingredients, if I will have to answer that question, it will be people.
Oh.
Because I stand for that. I keep saying it, but because I truly believe it. And Mexico is for the people, in my opinion.
Totally.
What about you now?
Oh, now
you need to get one.
Now I need. Fuck.
I shoot yours.
You did.
But if you think about it,
I agree. People definitely are a big part of the city. Which, you think about it, was the same in London. London, people were and the different cultures as well were what made London, great. And I think right now Mexico has that. There is so many things happening. Also, so many people moving from across the world, whether it's on holiday, whether it's actually moving to Mexico. Yes, you're right. It's a big component of that.
It is. How different is hospitality from London to Mexico? And what are the things that you adapt, and the things that maybe you dropped, or you find it better here, there, whatever?
I think it's been very challenging, because I'm talking as a one in a million person that worked in the same place for 10 years with the same structure, with the same routine. Considering that I don't have a lot of experience. I mean, I don't have any experience outside the Connaught, actually. So for me, compared, for instance, with someone like Alex that is running still all the Lanyan venues and is more than 4 across the globe, I found it very, very challenging, and I wasn't prepared. No one prepares you, first of all. So, and I was in my happy bubble, Then we moved to Mexico, and you need to deal with a different mindset. For instance, I give you an example. The people change job very, very fast. Like one day they have an opportunity and they will go for another opportunity. And they don't give you that much notice. Whilst when I was back in London, I was used to have a month of notice.
A process.
For instance, here you need really to be flexible and to play by ear every day. So for me, that has been very interesting, but also very good, because it made me get out of the comfort zone and adapt and think faster and adjust to changes, and also like just get used to a new reality. Hospitality, I think hospitality is beautiful. To me, Mexico has the most incredible hospitality. I moved here, like I came here for the first time, and people, without even knowing you, they just like open their doors to you. Whether it's Oaxaca, whether it's Mexico City, I felt super, I don't know, somehow I felt back home in Sardinia. Sardinians are very welcoming. There is the language barrier as well, because at the time I didn't speak any Spanish. It doesn't matter. You really feel welcomed. And that to me was something that already back in the day when I came here for the first time, I loved about it. And then obviously, applying your own way of hospitality is also something really nice, because I think you bring your own, a little part of yourself, your little contribution to the Mexican hospitality. And yeah, I think it's one of the best hospitalities in the world, really.
It is. I love it. I love your words. They really resonate with me.
So
what would you advise to someone that probably is living a similar path of yours, so is coming from a legacy institutional place, and at some point, decide to make a choice? What would you advise would be the best step for that person to do, if it will be any?
Be very patient, because things don't happen from one day to another one. And choose the right people, like surround yourself by the right people to go onto this journey, because it's not an easy journey, and you need to have support around you. Like you can't do all by yourself. Sometimes you find days that you want to give up, and you're like, I really need my people around me. So I'm getting emotional thinking about it. And I've been very lucky, because we had a lot of people, around us supporting this journey. Do your research, because obviously it's important when you start a business, do a thorough research. I wish I did some research on certain things, because, they happen and you're like, oof, what do we do now? So do a lot of research. And also trust a lot the process. Like believe in yourself. Sometimes you really doubt yourself. You get into this, like, I don't know how you say it, but you get into this mindset of doubting yourself a lot. And you should never doubt yourself. You should always believe in the decisions that you made, and believe in yourself, really, and knowing that things eventually will
work out.
Yeah, will work out. So also trust in the process and trust in the decision that you have made. Like never lose like faith in yourself, which is the most important thing.
And if you would like to give an advice to a member of your team right now, what it will be?
To like empower yourself, and to really be ambitious, be curious, have dreams, and wanting to develop yourself, believe in yourself. I think like we have a beautiful team, but they're all very young, and I don't think sometimes they've been, like in previous experiences, they've been empowered to believe in themselves. And something that we tell them is like, believe in yourself and listen to your guts. Don't worry a lot about, what people told you, but build your own person, build your own identity, and trust a little bit what your gut says as well. That's important. Like we are in the business of wanting to have an impact in people, and I was given opportunities, I was empowered. So the least that we could do is to empower our team and empower our member of the team to do the same, no? To take the opportunities and just to grow, to allow themselves to grow, no?
Yes. And how do you see mentorship? What's key for you as a mentor to others, but what has been key for you taking from your mentor?
It's a beautiful question. Mentorship is to, give the opportunity to people to make mistakes, give them obviously the guidance, and be there when you are needed, when you're not needed, like holding their hands onto their path, because it's important, but allow them to discover them, not telling them what to do, but more like, what are you able to do? Sort of like bring out from themselves their talent, the beautiful things that make them special people, talents, no?
Yes.
To me, that what was done to me. Like my mentors saw potential in me, saw what were my strengths, and also what were not the strengths. So they helped me sort of like working on both things, no? And finding my path, making mistakes, allowing me to make mistakes and solving them together, rather than be like, you made a mistake, so now you pay for it. No, like it's part of the process. You will never learn if you don't make mistakes.
Nobody learns out of a point out.
Yes.
No sense word that is like.
So I think, try to give them back a little bit what I was given, the opportunities that I was given. So mentoring them in that way, learning who they are, and sort of like bringing out a little bit more of the personality, their strengths, their weaknesses, and how to work with them, so, and they're gonna be the future leaders of this industry anyway. So like we need to do anything in our power to help them and get there.
What is pushing you every day to wake up and have this motivation to be who you are?
Now it's different, I think there is different phases of your life. Right now, I feel that I have a lot of people. I'm responsible for a lot of people, so my motivation today is very different from my motivation back at the Connaught. Now we have about more than 50 employees that we are responsible for. So one of the biggest motivation is definitely make sure that we are there for them, make sure that we are taking care of them, and also making sure that your business is successful, that these projects that we took on board are we're doing everything to make them successful, yeah, I think that's my biggest motivation. I have,
that's it.
I have a lot to do. I have a lot of responsibilities.
You are a doer, 200%. And you are a super entrepreneur, because you start just doing what you do good every day. Like you lay down brick by brick, and you made it through day by day, like maybe without having the big dream, but you had a dream for that week, for that day, for that month, for that year, and then the things, it turned into something really good that you didn't even maybe understood what was happening, but you create your own path.
Yeah.
And to this day, now you are growing not really fast, you're really steady, you're growing smoothly. There is challenges, I'm pretty sure, in every side, in everything, not just about business, even family side. I have many. So how do you see your legacy evolving? Do you feel on your shoulder a legacy?
Yeah, well, I very much, especially because it's our name, it's our face now. It's not, you can't just really hide behind an institution anymore, like, you know, the Connaught. Now is our own institution in a way. We are building our own thing. So you do have that responsibility, and you can't just, you know, wake up in the morning and be like, oh yeah, but there is someone else that will make it happen. Like, you need to make it happen, and you need to be there day in, day out. For instance, I've been traveling a little bit in the past month, and I felt I was just doing I needed to be back home. I need to be back to the kids, no? Like, I really felt the need of going back home and being in my place, because it is important. You need to be there day in and day out. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not saying that things wouldn't work. Things would work, because something very important also to build a strong foundation made of many people that are able to run when you're not there. But it's the decision of wanting to be there. It's not because you have to be there, because you want to be there. You want to be there every step of the way, to make sure that the team has the support, to make sure that you also feel part of something, that you have your feet still on the ground. And this is how I feel every day.
Yeah, no, there is something that I wanted to talk about it, because you seems to be well prepared and really open, and is related to the equal opportunity. Because we talk a lot in our industry the fact of, maybe there is not that kind of balance, and we see it. But it seems to be that you are a lion. In my head, in reality, you go out there and you're taking your opportunity with your hands. Is there maybe any advice that you would like to share to the female community that maybe can help to develop something that you find out really challenging, but right now you're mastering?
I mean, I think this is very important, and now it's a good time in history to have these conversations. No, we all know the hospitality, and especially, you know, bar, restaurant industry has always been male dominated, mostly. But then there is a lot of like women that have done so much, and have made a space for themselves in the world. I come from a very privileged position, because I've worked in very, let's say, healthy environments, where I was always protected, where I was given opportunities. But it's also true that sometimes you don't have to look in the face at anyone. Like, you literally, you need to go and grab it yourself. You need to make space for yourself in the world. You need to, of course, it's difficult.
Go for
and
it.
and it's our responsibility, as a woman, to also sort of like facilitate that now. How mentoring the team, not only women but also men, how to support women in the industry, and how make them realize that it's obviously more difficult for women to make a space for themselves in this industry specifically. But on the other side, just go for it. Like, go, don't look in italiano si dice non guardare in faccia a nessuno, no? Don't look in the face to anyone. Just go towards that direction, towards that goal, and do anything in your power to grab it. There would be a lot of people that would probably challenge you and make you doubt yourself. You will hear, you're too young, you don't have enough experience, all these, you know, classic
Stigmas.
that you have, that we have all around us. But if there is determination, if there is ambitious, I think it's what, for instance, made me build my journey. I was surrounded by also people like, you know, Alex is the best example. He's always been a big advocate of equality and supporting. So I've also been surrounded by people that were on my side. But if you are surrounded by people that are not on your side, just still go for it. Don't let that take the focus from your actual goal. I think that is very important. Like, every time you doubt about yourself, or someone makes you doubt about yourself, forget about it. There will always be someone. So to me, go have a goal, have an ambition, and fight for it. Fight, because there is a lot of women in our industry that are the perfect example that it is possible. And
you as a leader of women hospitality, what do you hope you're gonna leave as a Maura? What you hope you're gonna leave to this industry that it will be helpful?
I want to leave an environment, or create an environment where people do feel that they have their space, and they feel safe in their space, in the environment where they're at, that they have the opportunity to speak up, that they don't feel in a position they cannot be themselves, that they cannot have their own voice. I think this is super important. Like I want to create, in a way, like, if we can call it a legacy, but I just want to create an environment where people feel comfortable being in it, and that they want to be part of it, and eventually they will do their own thing, and they will create the opportunities, they will create the other many safe environments. Like, I want to create a space where someone doesn't feel that has to work with me for the rest of their lives, but I actually want to create an environment where people feel like I am empowered enough to go now and spread my wings and do my thing and apply what I've learned into my own business. I want to do that.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. It's like the opportunity is not a possession of what you've been teaching, but it's like you
give the tools,
giving the tools
to someone to do their own thing, to go and do their own things, and hopefully to continue doing that. That would be the most, and I think this is our goal, my main goal.
And on a personal level, how difficult it is, or maybe how easy it is to work with your own husband?
I knew this question was coming.
No, but because I'm impressed, and I love that. But I leave it to you.
It's very difficult. Like, it's been challenging, super challenging, especially because I'm really bad. I sometimes bring work at home, and it shouldn't be like that. On the other side, though, I feel super safe, and I feel that Alex knows exactly what I'm thinking without even telling him. So there is a beautiful connection, and there is moment where there is better, good, or not such a good connection. But I feel like I've learned so much, for instance, from him, and as a professional, but also like as a partner, because I saw him in a different environment. Before we started working together, we were just like Maura and Alex, husband and wife, and now I'm also looking at discovering something new about my husband that is more on the professional side, and I think it's beautiful. Also growing together professionally, it's been a beautiful journey. It's been super difficult as well. It's not easy. You need to know how to set boundaries, and I'm learning. He's better at that. I go back home and I'm like, and Alice is like, Maura, let's talk about it tomorrow.
We are Italian.
No, super Italian. And Alice is like, let's talk about it tomorrow. Actually, it's funny because we have a room in the house that is the only room where we are allowed to, is like the studio, and it's the only space where we are allowed to talk about work.
You set boundaries. So it's
super important.
That's really good.
I'm learning. I think I'm getting better at it. But it's also beautiful to, share this passion with your partner, with your life partner. I think it's beautiful. I'm enjoying it.
I love to hear that. And lead me to the following question is, how do you balance your life, if you balance it, in between everything you do? Because you travel in the world, you're running the places, then you do all the R&D concept for the future plan, then you need to be a wife, and then you need to be a woman for yourself, and then there is so much going on. How do you do that? Do you do anything that it makes it everything in bolla, they say?
In bolla, spot on.
Make it like on balance? Or?
I wish there was the perfect answer for that. No, actually, I'm really bad, and I'm learning how to balance that. Why? Because I'm workaholic. So I give 1,000% of myself to work, to the job, which is not healthy as well. So this is all new to me. It's been a year and few months of discovering a new Maura. So obviously I'm trying to find the right balance, especially like, okay, take a break, eat, like cook yourself food, or go to Muay Thai. For instance, I stopped Muay Thai for a while because I just immersed myself into work. And obviously it's not on a long term. On a short term, fine. On a long term, it's not healthy. You are not as focused. You are not. You don't deliver as much as you probably would do if you had some sort of like much healthier routine. So now I started going back to Muay Thai, and it's something.
We got her back.
And it's something for your mental health. It's also something for your, just like a little break from. It's an hour, but it's a little break from everything else all around you. You don't have your phone. You don't have you don't have anyone else talking to you. It's just like focusing on that, and it's beautiful.
And do you think that as much as important taking care of your body is important to take care of your mind?
Especially.
I say this because, for me, it's super important, to be grounded and be strong here, to hold all the things as to be holded, but as well with my body. You're telling to someone that is practicing Muay Thai like every day of my life.
Yeah.
And I love it. So
I think your body doesn't function well if your mind doesn't function well. I think it's obviously it's very well, it's connected, but it mostly is your mind, and then your body will just like go, like it is a consequence. So yeah, I do agree, and I do think it's super important to have the right mental capacity, mental order, mental space in order for your body then to also have to do the right thing and to feel good.
Mens sano in corpore sano. That's what it is. But now, just a little glimpse about the Osaka venue. Yeah? Would you like to tell us something about it?
Now it's up and running, it's opened.
Okay, because it's been opening, what, a month ago? 40 weeks ago. We got the news, guys. You are the first one to know. So, Maura, tell us everything.
It's a beautiful project. It's a dream project of Walter. That he had for many, many, many years. I think he's been working on this project for probably 10 years, and then in the past year, the opportunity to open in Oaxaca came up. We happened to be there. So you're there, you're at the right time, in the right place. So that's what happened with us.
With the right people.
And the right people, of course. It is a beautiful concept. It's a celebration. I think it's a love letter to Oaxaca, to the culture, to the art, to the architecture, to the produce. It's a restaurant, it's a cocktail bar and a wine bar. So you have different aspects, and obviously the focus is the Oaxacan produce. You have from the coast to the mountain. So the menu from the restaurant and the cocktail bar celebrates one ingredient of each region. So it's 8 regions of Oaxaca, and each cocktail celebrates one ingredient from a specific region, as well as the food. And it is Oaxaca in a modern key, because the building is incredible. Joao, one of the partners, is also the architect of the place, and together with Walter, they designed the most beautiful space. And I think you have to come to Oaxaca to kind of like understand and see.
I take your
the
invite
space for yourself, because it is super special.
I'll take it. Martin, you're aware about what she says. She's inviting us to Oaxaca.
Yeah, it's an official
Done.
invitation.
Business done. We go to Oaxaca.
Official invitation.
You know, I've been many parts of Mexico, but one of the places that I need to tick from the box is Oaxaca. And everyone says it's beautiful and it's incredible.
Changes your life. Oaxaca has something beautiful, like the energy of Oaxaca, the people. There's something so beautiful about the place that it's life-changing.
Well, with the beautiful energy of Oaxaca, we are closing this podcast. I thank you for your kindness and for your really honest opening answer, because it's been really beautiful.
Thank you.
And
thanks for having me.
No, it's beautiful, and I see you like maturing day by day, becoming like an incredible human being. And know you for so many years. I'm so proud of you. Like I see it with my heart. Like I'm so proud.
Grazie.
And keep crushing it.